I don't know how after this round, Probst and the rest of the producers didn't see this round and say, damn, the show's really getting stale. What is up, everybody? Here to talk about last night's fairly depressing episode of Survivor. I do think this episode highlighted every single problem wrong with modern Survivor, even though Jeff Probst will continue to live in delusion and pretend like all these problems aren't problems, but they are problems. In fact, I would go so far as to say that Jeff and Survivor have fallen into what Big Brother fell into for so long. Laziness and it's mostly laziness. Laziness and delusion, where for so long Big Brother was just A-okay with these big alliances dominating the game, that I feel like production wanted that to happen so they could just have these lazy edits, easy edits every season of the same thing over and over. Big alliance, big alliance, big alliance, big alliance. Now on Survivor, they do these 3 tribes every single year, and it's the same thing every single year. It's usually one of the tribes struggling it up, and it's an easy pre-merge edit. That's the only thing I could think of as why they love this 3 tribe start so much. I was really hoping they would end it with season 50, but that doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. I don't know how after this round, Probst and the rest of the producers didn't see this round and say, damn, the show's really getting stale. At least stale, if not just downright awful. I mean, I'm enjoying this season more than last season so far because I think I like some of the cast members more than last season so far. But it's the same old shit. It's really what it comes down to. And seeing what happened to Jake in this episode was also fairly depressing. I mean, he was not my favorite by any stretch of the imagination, but going out medevac because of a poisonous steak is not the way to go. But then it's happening on a team that's already just had a terrible, depressing time. They've lost every challenge so far. They've lost all their members. And in this episode, they lose 2 members after losing 1 each of the first 2 episodes. So rough for the Blue Tribe. We'll get to the Blue Tribe. I want to quickly talk about some of the other tribes real quick, although it is the Blue Tribe that has been getting the most airtime, which is another problem with the 3 tribe thing, because my assumption is that the brainiacs, Probst, and the rest of the producers really think that this is easier to follow for casual Survivor viewers season after season. It's going to be 3 tribes, and 1 tribe's probably going to struggle. And the problem is, in my opinion, for casual viewers as well, we're not seeing a lot of the other tribes. So people that aren't as hardcore about the show, like some of us fans of these competition games, by the time you get to a swap or a merge, you're not even knowing some of these players. Like Sophi with an E has had only 1 episode where she had like 1 confessional. In episode 1 and in episode 3, she's having no confessional. So she's going to go into the next episode, maybe have more airtime, and the casuals are going to be like, who is this and why should we care? So I think that is also a problem with 3 tribes. But there's plenty of problems with the format of the show lately because it's just laziness. On the Yellow Tribe, Hina, the tribe that I do like, Christina was doing Jason's hair before we find out Jason wants the whole team to look for the Beware advantage so they can use it as a team. I kind of get why Jason wants to do that because this tribe does seem to be very hoorah about each other. But MC and Steven wanted to do their own thing, find it themselves, and keep it to themselves. Which I like, and I think is more strategic, although with the Beware advantage, it's also risky. We learned in this episode, though, that Steven considers MC his number 1. This is something we would not have gotten from the first 2 episodes. So I'm very confused with the edit for this tribe because it's gone from, well, Matt's really trying to do something with Steven, but Steven's paranoid. But then in last episode, Matt wants Christina, and Steven to be a 3 and bring in MC, and MC feels like she's on the bottom of that, so MC's gonna go tell Sophi that they're saying her name. But now suddenly MC and Steven are each other's number ones, giving each other info about the beware advantage. So they have not given us a clear edit of where this tribe stands, which is, to me, like I just said, a problem with this 3 tribe format. If you're not going to give proper editing, why are you doing it? But apparently MC and Steven are each other's number ones, which we wouldn't have known from the first 2 episodes. MC did find the beware advantage, told Steven about it, and so we'll see what comes of that, especially with the swap coming. It could backfire on MC, which I hope not, because I do like her a lot. And that was kind of it for this team. That was really the only edit we got of them today. Obviously, at the challenge again, Jason destroyed another puzzle. So good on Jason. He's lucky that these challenges are all the same on Survivor these days. Yet another problem with the format, in my opinion. Back in the day, on the better, superior seasons, immunity challenges used to at least have different things involved for different people to win. But now, especially at the team, the tribe, when they're all still tribes, the pre-merge challenges are all the same. It's just start with some sort of running or swimming, diving. But by the end, it's just a puzzle. And if your tribe is great at puzzles, you're going to destroy it. And that's what's happening with the yellow tribe, which I don't mind because I do like them. But then the blue tribe, if you're the tribe that sucks at puzzles, you're going to be going to all the tribals. And it just gets so old and stale. But I am glad that the yellow tribe is still dominating. Over at the red tribe, they are getting more screen time than the yellow tribe, despite the yellow tribe keeps winning. I at least feel like this tribe has a clearer edit. I don't like that though, because I don't really like this tribe, if I'm being honest. If it's going to come down to red versus yellow, I would like the yellow tribe to prevail. But with the edit that the red tribe is getting, it makes me think that the red tribe will more prevail. Plus, we already know Rizzo's going to be on the next season. That doesn't help, because I assume Rizzo's going to continue to do well. And it's getting harder and harder for me to pretend like I'm going to be able to like Rizzo, because I'm not. And it's the show's fault. Spoiling that he's going to be on the next season, giving him that major edit in episode 1 has worked against Rizzo for me personally. But this tribe in general is pretty annoying. I feel like the red tribe is the nerdiest tribe for one, but also can be the more unlikable tribe. Like Savannah's edit is definitely the most unlikable edit on the show by far, in a season of everyone trying to be so family oriented, and all the vibes and all of that. I will say that I like that at least Sage and Joanne had more of an edit together in this episode. Sage specifically, because she's another one like Sophi with an E that hasn't had a lot of time on the show. But we got to see that Sage and Joanne were a little worried about not hearing their names, because Nate, Rizzo, Shannon, and Savannah do have the core 4 on this tribe. Yet another problem with the 3 tribe format. All of the tribes in modern Survivor just try and have a core 4. You just need a core 4 in a tribe of 6. Something else that gets old and still. But Sage was trying to get Savannah before Savannah gets her, talking to Shannon. They're supposed to be soul sisters on this tribe, but of course, Shannon ratted her out to Savannah, and that made Savannah worried that Sage is coming after her, and Savannah says she could go to her alliance and get Sage out. So Savannah's still getting that edit that she's gotten the whole time of someone trying to be in control, someone who's going to try and be the dominant control freak in her alliance, but with the swap coming, that might backfire. Kind of hope it does on her. And then, as they all looked for the Beware advantage as a tribe, Rizzo is the one that finds it. So currently he won't have a vote, but he's going to find the Beware advantage and have an idol. We know this because it's been spoiled. He's on the next season. Rizzo's not going anytime soon, as unfortunate as that is. But yeah, don't really love the Red Tribe, not going to lie. And that leaves us with our lovable losers, as they called themselves. So Jake got bit by a snake, and it seems, I'm sure I'm not the first person to say this, but it seems as though his edit of hiding his shoes all season was the irony that he gets bit in the foot by a poisonous snake. And he should have been wearing shoes instead of hiding shoes. Not that he ever hit his own, but nonetheless, I guess that was the lesson learned. Maybe the snake heard him talking about missing his wife and missing the chance to see his kid being born, and that's why he got bit by a poisonous snake. The snake maybe was trying to do him a favor so he could go home to be with his wife when his kid was delivered. But that was some really tough luck. I hated to see Jake go out that way. But what was most ridiculous to me was that Jeff didn't tell the tribe that Jake was out until right before the immunity challenge. I don't know if producers were hoping that was going to motivate Blue to win the immunity challenge, but they should have known better because they already know this tribe sucks at puzzles, and they already know that their challenges are redundant and always end with the puzzle. So I thought it was in bad taste to not tell them until right before the challenge. Didn't like that. And then, of course, they lose. So 2 people going home from this tribe in 1 episode. And in typical this tribe fashion, I thought they sucked during the vote, too. In what world, if Sophi without an E was just going to vote Jeremiah out, why would she want Alex to use the idol? Because then they could go into a swap with the idol, which I think would have helped them out more. So it's just more stupidity from this tribe, even right before a swap. So I hated that. I also think Jeremiah had the wrong approach in his astrology talk. He was spot on about Alex being a Libra, and a Libra struggles to make decisions. I know that Alex was probably going through it trying to decide if he wanted to use the idol or not. And in the end, he made the wrong decision because Sophi didn't even vote his way. What Jeremiah's approach with the Libra I thought was wrong. I think you need to try and help the Libra make a decision rather than try and be so relaxed and chill about the decision. I disagree. He should have tried to run Alex's decision to vote out Sophi instead of him. And he didn't do that. And so he got the boot. And this was worst case scenario for this elimination for me. I either wanted both Jeremiah and Sophi to be the ones to remain, or if Alex was going to remain, I wanted him to keep the idol because I would like for him to go into the swap with something more so that these two aren't easy targets, which I assume they won't be if they played a little bit right. There's tension starting between yellow versus red. So depending on how the swap tribes fall, hopefully it's a swap into 2 tribes and not 3. But Jeff has an obsession with 3 these days for some reason, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to a swap at least. It changes some things up. I am understanding more, although I already knew this coming in. Jeff was hyping up the merge part of this season. It's because the pre-merge was going to be same old shit.